Welcome back to the deep dive. Today, we are tackling a topic that feels, well, less like a simple evolution and more like a seismic shockwave. We're talking about paid search in the age of generative AI. If you're working in the PPC space, you know exactly what I mean. The core question has changed. It's not just how do I rank higher anymore, is it? It's more like how do we even stay competitive when the ground is literally shifting under our feet? And I'll be honest, just trying to keep up with how fast Google and, everyone else is rolling out these AI powered products is it's a lot. It's genuinely overwhelming. AI overviews, new bidding strategies. It feels like the playbook we've used for years is just being completely shredded. Okay, let's unpack this. Our mission today is to cut through all that noise and give you a really focused, actionable roadmap. We've synthesized insights from experts who are navigating this chaos right now, and it all comes down to three core strategic pillars. These are the things you need to be thinking about immediately. We're talking optimizing your digital storefront, aggressive product testing, and just absolute data integrity.
And that feeling of being overwhelmed. It's completely justified because this isn't some minor update. This is a foundational change. It's about how customers consume information, yes, but also how they even begin their shopping journey. Think about it. When users interact with these new AI search interfaces, they're not just typing keywords, they're asking long conversational questions. And crucially, they expect a complete synthesized answer right away. The whole thing is shifting from typing a query into a box to like having a dialogue with an assistant. If your strategy doesn't adjust to meet that conversational inquisitive demand,
You're just left out of the conversation.
completely. Doesn't matter what your budget is.
I really like that framing, the conversational demand. And that brings us perfectly to the first pillar, which is probably the most critical one, the foundation. Website improvements.
Precisely. If we're building a survival guide for this new world, it has to start with where the user lands. Or, maybe more accurately, why they would even choose to land on your site at all. We really have to emphasize this. Preparing your website is the absolute primary foundation for surviving this shift in search. Without a resilient, rich destination, all your other efforts, bidding, targeting, they just become ineffective.
It makes that click so much more precious than it's ever been.
Yeah.
So let's talk specifics. What changes do we need to make to the site itself? The first key focus seems to be query matching, but in this new conversational context, we're moving on from those short transactional phrases, like blue sneaker size 9.
Right.
Now we're dealing with these complex, inquisitive questions. For example, a user today might just ask the AI, what are the most comfortable, sustainable blue sneakers for standing on concrete all day? I mean, that's a specific, context-rich, multi-layered question.
And that kind of question demands a specific, detailed, contextual answer. If your website doesn't have blog posts or really detailed product attribute pages or just information that's rich enough to directly answer that specific query,
Not just blue sneakers.
exactly, then you won't even be considered a viable source for the AI models that are pulling content for the summary. And forget about the paid placement. You can't expect the AI to pull gold from your site if you haven't put that detailed contextual gold in the vault first.
And if we assume that the AI overviews can already handle the basic stuff price general facts, that leads right into the second key focus, providing value added in this era of, well, what everyone's calling zero-click search.
This is the brutal truth of it. If the AI overview on the search results page can give a good, actionable answer, why on earth would a customer click your ad? So if they do bypass that overview and click onto your site, you absolutely must be providing some superior, indispensable value that the AI just cannot synthesize.
So you have to be asking a new question.
A very strategic one. You have to ask yourself, what specific, unique, proprietary element do users get by coming to my domain? Are you offering like an interactive comparison calculator? Do you have real-time inventory data that nobody else has? Maybe you're the only source for high-res 3D product visualizations. If you're not offering that deeper, unique insight, you've lost the justification for the click. The user has no reason to leave the search result page.
And this isn't just a marketing team problem, is it? This sounds like it requires some serious cross-functional alignment.
Oh, absolutely.
To build those tools, marketing has to work with product development, with engineering to get that specialized data to the surface.
It's a strategic mandate, not just another SEO checklist. And the benefit is twofold, like you mentioned earlier. A better website doesn't just justify the click. It also dramatically improves your existing ad performance. I mean, things like automated creative assets, or ACA, they pull content directly from a well-optimized site.
So more rich content on the site means better ads.
It means more relevant headlines, more relevant descriptions, which makes your ad fundamentally a better match for that complex query.
Okay, so once that foundation is solid, we can start talking about action, aggressive action. Here's where it gets really interesting. The next immediate requirement is building out your product adoption strategies. You just can't afford to sit back and see what your competitors do. You have to start testing now.
And we're specifically targeting the platforms and products that are designed to capture that shift to lengthy conversational queries. We're talking about testing Performance Max, PMax, and any new products built for that high-level AI usage. Sometimes you'll see them in beta as something like AI Max for search.
PMax makes sense there.
Yeah, PMax in particular is built to use a huge variety of signals, way beyond just keywords, to find those longer, more complex search journeys that a traditional text ad would just completely miss. By feeding PMax all of your content and your data, you're basically asking the machine to find those conversational users who are asking these super specific questions you might never have even thought to bid on yourself.
But wait, that brings up a really important tension here. If we go all in on PMax and automation, we lose a lot of that granular control, right? That keyword reporting we're all so used to. How do you balance that need for aggressive testing with, staying informed about what customers are actually asking?
That's a great question, and it means our monitoring has to evolve. We need to shift how we look at our data. It's less about simple optimization now and more about gathering market intelligence. A critical technique is to monitor your search query reports, your SASQRs, specifically for the volume around 4+ keyword queries.
So really long queries.
Really long ones. We need to stop seeing the SQR as just a place to hunt for negative keywords. Instead, you have to use it as a signal detector for conversational demand. If you see a massive spike in the volume of 5, 6, 7+ keyword queries, that validates your move into automated bidding. But more importantly,
It tells you what kind of content to build.
exactly, it tells you what context you need to build into your website. Are people asking, where can I find X in my area for same-day delivery?
Yeah.
Or are they asking, what's the best product for Y that lasts longer than the competitor?
And that nuance is everything because it feeds right back into the website foundation we just talked about. If you see a ton of long-tail questions about product durability, you need to go back and make sure your site has a page dedicated to durability so the AI has something to pull from and PMax has something to match against. It's a feedback loop.
It is a perfect feedback loop. And practically speaking, the immediate steps are simple, but they're critical.
Yeah.
You need to be testing placements and asset groups in PMax constantly. And if you get the chance, you absolutely must get on beta lists. Products like AI overviews and these new AI modes are changing the traffic funnel right now.
So getting in early is a huge advantage.
It's a critical advantage. You get to understand how user behavior is changing before it hits the mass market and just becomes table stakes for everyone. Now, if we connect this to the bigger picture, the whole reason we test these new AI products, the reason we build better websites, is that these machines need fuel. And that brings us to our third non-negotiable pillar, data and optimization.
Right. All the sources we looked at hammered this point home. Generative AI. It doesn't matter if you're using it to write an email or run a billion-dollar ad platform. It works best with high-quality prompts and rich background information. If the AI running your campaigns is optimizing against garbage data, you're basically training a very expensive robot to make all the wrong decisions.
That is the perfect way to put it. You're teaching the robot the right lessons. And to do that, the source material points to 3 critical data hygiene elements we have to nail down immediately. Because without them, the first 2 segments we discussed just fail.
Okay, what's number 1?
Number 1, conversion tracking.
Right.
It seems so basic, but it has to be set up correctly and flawlessly. If the AI doesn't have perfect visibility into what a successful conversion actually is, every single bidding decision it makes is based on faulty intelligence. Messy tracking is just poison for your campaigns.
And number 2 is tied directly to all the privacy regulations we're seeing, conversion modeling.
Yes.
As privacy restrictions get tighter, we're losing visibility into that full customer journey. So where that visibility is lost, where tracking tags can't fire, you have to have conversion modeling in place. We need those modeled conversions to fill in the gaps so the AI gets a complete holistic picture of what's happening.
If you don't model, you're essentially telling the AI that, say, 20% of your conversions just never happened. You're starving the machine of the signals it needs to learn.
Which leads to the third piece.
Right. And this is where we need to maximize those signals through our bidding strategy.
Yeah.
You really must be using some form of value-based bidding or VBB wherever you possibly can.
Okay, but is VBB really feasible for every advertiser?
Yeah.
I'm thinking of smaller businesses that might only have a couple of conversion types or just limited data. It sounds like a pretty big lift.
It is a lift, but it's quickly becoming a strategic necessity, not just a nice to have. And for those smaller advertisers, VBB doesn't have to mean assigning a granular dollar value to every single transaction. It can be as simple as starting by assigning higher values to clear intent signals. So for example, you give a demo request 3 times the value of a simple newsletter signup.
Ah, okay. That makes sense.
Because if you teach the robot that a newsletter signup is just as valuable as a high-intent, high-margin product purchase, what's it going to do?
It's going to go for the easy one.
It's going to maximize the easiest, lowest value conversion. VBB moves the goal from just get a conversion to get the highest value conversion. That maximizes the utility of the AI.
And that synergy is the real takeaway here, isn't it? The good, clean, value-based data enables the aggressive product testing, which then validates whether your foundational website improvements are actually capturing this new conversational user demand. It's a closed loop.
A reinforcing loop of competitive advantage.
So what does this all mean for your immediate priorities? It means the strategic mandate is really built on these 3 pillars. First, create superior, non-synthesizable website value, something that inherently justifies the user leaving the search results. Second, you have to commit to aggressive product testing of automation tools like PMax and AI Max to capture those long conversational queries. And third, ensure absolute data integrity through perfect tracking, through modeling, and through value-based bidding. This is your updated playbook. This is how you stay relevant.
And it does require a commitment of time and resources. This isn't just about changing some technical settings. It requires a real organizational commitment to understanding that the nature of search is fundamentally shifting.
From a link directory.
To an answer engine. Exactly. So here's the final provocative thought for you to consider this week. This shift to conversational AI overviews, it fundamentally challenges the entire purpose of the ad click. If the AI is providing the transactional answer, the store hours, the bucket definition, the simple purchase link, then the final challenge for advertisers is no longer how to rank in the auction. The true challenge is how to create a destination that inherently justifies the user leaving that initial search result. This shifts the entire focus from simply bidding on keywords to becoming a required superior resource. So take a moment and really consider where your current offerings fall on that value spectrum, because the AI is forcing the market to separate the commodities from the true destinations.